Two brothers, two drastically different paths, but both ended on death row. Executed for the murder of 4 people and a string of armed robberies, this is the story and the last meal of Ronald and James Allridge. Ronald and James Allridge grew up in Fort Worth, Texas. Ronald, the older brother, was shy and rebellious, often in trouble with the law. James was outgoing and artistic. He looked up to Ronald. Their childhood wasn't easy. Poverty and a strained family dynamic shaped their worldview. At 15, Ronald robbed a local department store, stealing watches, guns, and ammunition. Afterwards, he started bringing a gun to school. One day, he shot classmates Lorenzo Nealand and James Christian. James survived, but Lorenzo died from multiple gunshot wounds. Ronald was arrested and diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia while in custody. By the time James turned 18, Ronald had just been released from prison. But freedom didn't bring change. It brought a plan. In 1985, the brothers launched a violent robbery spree. Over several days, they hit multiple locations, but it wasn't just about money. During a pizza shop robbery, Ronald shot and killed 19-year-old Buddy Joe Webster Jr. After the murder, he went home and went to sleep as if nothing had happened. A month later, the brothers attempted to rob a convenience store where James had once worked. This time, James pulled the trigger, killing 21-year-old Brian Clendenin. Ronald had killed before, now James had too. But unlike Ronald, James was haunted by what he'd done. Another month passed, the brothers targeted a Whataburger in Fort Worth. Inside, 19-year-old Carla Otto sat eating with friends. Ronald tossed her a bag and barked, "Fill it up, bitch." As Carla raised her hands in surrender, Ronald shot her in the chest, killing her instantly. The brothers were arrested shortly after. In court, they appeared as opposites. Ronald was cold and emotionless. James wept. He confessed, apologized, and pleaded for a life sentence. His lawyers argued that James had been a good child, corrupted by his older brother's influence. But the jury didn't see the difference. They were both sentenced to death. Over the next 17 years, James experienced a profound transformation. He became a devout Christian, wrote poetry, created striking artwork, and exchanged letters with victim rights advocates. Even members of Brian Clendenin's family acknowledged his remorse. Ronald remained distant and defiant, untouched by remorse. He showed no interest in redemption, only silence. Ronald Allridge was executed on June 8, 1995. He declined a last meal. His death passed quietly with little public reaction. Nearly a decade later, James Allridge faced his final day. On August 26, 2004, he requested a last meal, a double meat bacon cheeseburger, fries, banana pudding, and watermelon. His final words were filled with sorrow, compassion, and love for the victims' families. Even his spiritual advisor wept. Two brothers, one unchanging, one transformed. James Allridge's case sparked national debate about redemption, forgiveness, and whether true change behind bars should impact justice. But beyond the headlines, there were lives that were lost. Real people with families forever changed. May we never forget them. They walked the same road, but only one tried to turn back. And their story leaves us with one haunting question. Can two people commit the same crime but deserve different fates? If you found the story compelling, like and subscribe for more true crime stories behind death row's last meals. And let me know in the comments, do you believe in redemption on death row?